Caitlin, I'm just curious, how have you seen Aliyah's playmaking develop this season?
To be honest, I'm not sure it's, changed because I've always said Aliyah is a great playmaker. If you watch her game, you know how good she is with the ball in her hands. She brings the ball up full court. There's even times last year, I think it's just a comfortability thing because in the past she plays more on the block. And then since coming into the league, she's kind of played a little bit more in the perimeter. And now with the offense that we run with Steph, I think just having the ball in her hands and really orchestrating that, especially if I'm getting picked up 94 feet or the other team's pressing, we feel very comfortable giving Aliyah the ball to bring it up full court. So
just continuing to be in her corner and cheering her on. I think the biggest thing, especially as a player and a competitor, it's super hard when you have to sit out. And so for us, just making sure that she knows, listen, we got your back no matter what. And I think that's really all we can do because as a player, you deal with stuff differently and you kind of just get through stuff differently. So, we're just doing our best job of just letting her know, listen, we got your back, take your time, but we got you.
Honestly, I'm trying to remember the other ones. Another one was to Aliyah that was throwing out of bounds.
It's all right. Don't worry, because don't worry, because you look at Caitlin and you look at the way she passes the ball, and so sometimes things are gonna happen that way, and that's okay because we're not gonna let her hang her head. We're not gonna hang our head off of any missed passes because we're still continuing to gel together, and we know that she's a great passer. So if she thinks she can get that ball there, she's gonna throw it, and if I miss it, then we're good. All right, don't worry, we're good.
Thanks, AB.
It's great playing beside her. I think the attention she gets and her ability to see the floor and make the right decision in crucial times are really important. So it's really great. And I feel like how I've helped her is just continue to allow her to know that she's made for this league. She can dominate in this league and just to continue to be her.
Is Caitlin Clark the GOAT? Greatest of all time without a title? Duh. Yeah. We talked about how great Coach Staley was, right? How authentic she was. What did she say before she left? She gave her an interview after the game, right? Press conference, this and that. And the last she said is Caitlin Curry Clark. If you're out there somewhere, and she said, "Yo, you are one of our biggest GOATs. You've changed the game." You guys love to talk about Brianna Stewart and how great she was, right? Teron said, "You got who else? You got Maya Moore. All these was phenomenal though. They ain't changed the game."
Aliyah Boston just turned the whole narrative on its head, and social media is losing its mind. Forget the all-star drama. That was nothing compared to what Aliyah just said about Caitlin Clark. This wasn't just some basic post-game praise. This was full-on Beyonce meets Oprah energy, a mic drop moment that just lit a fuse under the entire WNBA and sent a powerful message to every hater in the league. For months, the story has been about jealousy and cheap shots, painting a picture of a league that resents its new superstar. In one single powerful interview, Aliyah Boston changed the entire conversation to loyalty, leadership, and the birth of a new powerhouse.
As soon as they announced that Caitlin Clark wasn't going to be in the wasn't playing the All-Star game or wasn't going to be in the three-point contest, ticket prices went down 50% for the WNBA All-Star game here in Indianapolis over the weekend. 50%. When she was hurt for 2 weeks, WNBA ratings went down 50%. When she plays, people watch. If she's not involved, people don't watch, and that's their biggest problem is you got the one player that people watch.
Aliyah Boston isn't just playing basketball. She's out here handing out confidence like it's a stimulus check, single-handedly building a protective fortress around her superstar point guard. In a league filled with jealousy and petty drama, she has become the ultimate ride-or-die teammate. When a reporter asked about Clark's sometimes risky passes that lead to turnovers, a favorite talking point for critics looking to undermine her game, her response was a masterclass in leadership that should be taught in coaching clinics across the country. She said, with unwavering conviction, "We're not going to let her hang her head. If she thinks she can get that ball there, she's going to throw it. And if I miss it, then we're good. Don't worry. Let that sink in." In a high-pressure professional environment where mistakes are scrutinized and scapegoats are common, Boston created a no-fear zone. She gave her playmaker public permission to be audacious, to take risks, to be the generational talent she is without the fear of internal backlash.
And every they have it. Like this old girl, Caitlin had.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
Every barbershop talk, right? Yep. Those are real sports conversations, right? From my background, from my culture, right? It's LeBron, it's the Lakers, it's Patrick Mahomes. Nah, it's Caitlin Clark. She's changed the game. I haven't seen no player in basketball other than one dude, and he got 4 championships, and he's one of the GOATs, Steph Curry. I haven't seen nobody like her. And the last thing I'm gonna say is about why she's the GOAT without a championship. Did y'all see the game? You see the mismatch? Before the ball was tipped up, you just see the mismatch. And if she didn't play for Iowa, first of all, who's going to Iowa? Who's going there?
And this isn't a solo act. This supportive, no-drama culture is spreading through the Fever locker room like wildfire, creating a powerful alliance of players who are tired of the outside noise. Lexi Hull, the team's blue-collar hero and arguably its most underrated player, echoed the sentiment with a quiet confidence that speaks volumes. She talked about how she constantly tells Clark that she was made for this league and to continue to be her. This is a crucial piece of the puzzle. While the outside world and even her own coaches seem determined to mold Clark into a more conventional, less explosive player, her core teammates are actively encouraging her to embrace the very fire that makes her great. Then there's Kelsey Mitchell, a veteran who spent years carrying this franchise like a solo Uber driver in peak traffic, weathering loss after loss. Now she's finally rolling deep with a squad of certified hoops.
Can we be clear about this? If Caitlin Clark were not in the WNBA, we would not be talking about the WNBA. She is the only ticket draw in the WNBA. A large percentage of all tickets sold in the WNBA are so people can watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. No one cares about Angel Reese. She'd be drawing flies if she were playing not against Caitlin Clark on the court right now. Angel Reese has basically become the Bill Laimbeer to Caitlin Clark's Larry Bird, essentially. That is where we now are.
But this internal unity isn't just a feel-good story. It's a necessary fortress against a league that has been anything but welcoming. While Boston and her teammates are building Clark up, the rest of the WNBA has spent the better part of 2 seasons trying to tear her down. We've seen the cheap shots, the flagrant fouls, and the off-ball muggings that go conveniently uncalled by referees who seem to have a different rulebook when Clark has the ball. We saw her peers, in an act of what can only be described as pathetic jealousy, vote her as the 9th best guard in the league for the All-Star game, a statistical absurdity that exposed their own insecurities. The Fever locker room has become a sanctuary from that poison. It's a place where her talent is celebrated, not...
Look me in my eyes when I tell you this. Caitlin Clark will go down as the best WNBA player ever. Yes, the best woman to touch a basketball. Before we can even look into the future, we gotta go to the past to understand how we got to the present, to then have a clear depiction of what we'll be seeing in the future. Now, in college, she was the most storied college basketball player ever. The best individual basketball player ever. The stats and the game will tell you that.
You can see the proof of this alliance in the beautiful, brutal geometry of their on-court play. The chemistry between Clark and Boston isn't just a vibe, it's a tactical nightmare for opposing defenses. We're not talking about fake. For the camera's camaraderie, this is genuine, unspoken telepathy that manifests in perfect basketball execution. Aliyah's screens are basically love letters in pick-and-roll form. Perfectly timed, bone-crushing, and designed to set Clark free. In return, Clark's passes find Boston in stride for easy buckets, threading needles through defenses that are twisted in knots trying to account for both of them. Their 2-woman game is already one of the most lethal in the league because their skills are perfectly complementary. Clark's gravitational pull as a shooter draws bigs away from the basket, giving Boston, a dominant interior force, acres of space to operate. Conversely, Boston's presence in the paint forces defenses to collapse, leaving Clark...
She got people paid, she got better travel arrangements, she increased the ratings and the revenue, which obviously the WNBA benefited exponentially because now you got a $200 million deal. All of these things being considered, you damn right. It is appropriate that she got Athlete of the Year. She is special.
This is the Clark effect from the inside, a phenomenon that goes far beyond ticket sales and TV ratings, and it's making her teammates tangibly better. Aliyah Boston was already a star, but now, the whole world is paying attention, and she's thriving under the brightest lights, her game elevated to a new level. Kelsey Mitchell finally has a co-pilot, alleviating years of pressure and allowing her to play more freely and efficiently. The entire team is now playing in sold-out arenas, on national television, and in conversations that used to be reserved for the league's top-tier teams. Caitlin Clark is the megaphone, and the immense talent of players like Boston, Hull, and Mitchell is the message. And now, for the first time, everyone is hearing it loud and clear. She isn't taking their shine, she's amplifying it. She's forcing defenses to make impossible choices, which in turn creates easier opportunities for...
I want to personally thank Caitlin Clark for lifting up our sport. She carried a heavy load for our sport, and it just is not going to stop here on the collegiate tour. But when she is the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, she's gonna lift that league up as well. So Caitlin Clark, if you're out there, you are one of the GOATs of our games, and we appreciate you.
This is how you build a renaissance. For the first time in nearly a decade, the Indiana Fever have an actual identity. They are no longer the league's doormat, a guaranteed win on the schedule. This isn't a patch job or another let's wait for next season promise. It's real structure, real chemistry, and the vibes are off the charts. The bench is a full-on support squad with TikTok-level celebration routines, showing a genuine joy that is infectious. This isn't just a team, it's a movement, a culture being built from the ground up on a foundation of trust and shared ambition. And at the center of it all are two future legends, a dominant post presence and a revolutionary shooter, who have decided to build an empire together, not just for a season, but for a generation.
Caitlin Clark finished 9th in player voting. In fact, she finished behind one of her own teammates in player voting for the All-Star game. The pettiness has no bounds. But it's interesting, for years, the WNBA players were pointing fingers. They were saying people are sexist, the media is sexist, we're not being promoted, we're underappreciated. And then they get the golden goose and they don't like what it looks like. Iowa girl, Indiana girl. Well, who knows, and I've said this for years, when the wave hits, ride it. You don't know what it looks like.
Let's call it what it is. A power move in heels. Aliyah Boston isn't out here worried about...
So let's call Aliyah Boston's statement what it was, a queen recognizing a queen. In a league desperate for drama and rife with infighting, she chose diplomacy and unity. She shut down the negative narratives before they could even start and made it clear to the world that Indiana is a united front. It was a power move disguised as praise, a moment of basketball diplomacy that squashed the potential for media-driven feuds and locker room rifts. When a player of her caliber, who doesn't have to say anything, chooses to publicly and unequivocally support her teammate, that's not just respect. That's a declaration of alliance that puts the rest of the league on notice. This isn't just a feel-good story, it's a warning to the rest of the WNBA. Forget the rebuild. With the duo of Clark and Boston leading the way, supported by a cast that finally believes, we're not just watching a team get better. We're witnessing the birth of a powerhouse. The foundation is set, the chemistry is real, and the talent is undeniable. While other teams are caught up in their feelings, the Indiana Fever are quietly building something special, something that could dominate the league for years to come. The league wanted drama. Instead, Indiana is giving them a dynasty in the making